No bebops. This is specifically not space. Not yet.
This is radical campaign change.
Water-
You guys
maybe
on
you didn't.
spaceship.
What?
Maybe you didn't hear the same rumors I heard from Ian. But,
The Emperor wants to fight
Uh,
space.
there's something spooky involving something. That's
gonna be
quite the
That's
dog.
gonna be great. All right, take it away, Ian.
Okay, welcome to a very special edition of Tech Support in Dragons. Today we're dealing with the mysterious mutant button. But actually, we're dealing with the chaos in the capital.
Sorry, can I just put out there IT&D?
IT and D. Ah, true.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
IT and D, which also sounds like a very bad rap band, a rap group. So, I guess I need to put the dot in the IT so that people know that it's not it and D.
IT&D.
So, I've actually had the pleasure of talking with all of you about the rumors that have been going around the capital with all of the crazy happenings. There has been a magical fire in which has consumed 7 of the Emperor's heirs, leaving only one alive, the 8th, the youngest, and the weakest claimed heir, the Hua, the 4-year-old Ifrit girl, daughter of the concubine Kaida. She is under incredibly heavy watch, and the Emperor has declared 1 month of mourning throughout all of the capital. There is to be no happy music. There is to be no brilliant colors for everywhere he can see. Everyone is trying to change their clothing to match the somber mood, and it is almost unthinkably strange for I guess Alexandra's gone. She'll be back. I'll continue. If anyone is actually doing happier music, they do actually get visits by the local constabulary.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Loudly,
Yes,
yes.
but
Loud and clear.
we will turn down your volume right there.
Okay.
I'm glad that you could make it. Do you know how to mute yourself now?
Yes, I'm on a work computer.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like it's working. So we'll continue on.
Thank God.
Thank
Sorry
God.
about that, guys.
Hey, it totally happens. So you guys arrive, and instead of just flying over the walls and everything directly to the palace, if you notice that there are actually a fair amount of the aerial cavalry in flying patrol of the capital. Do you guys try to approach, or do you get down and walk in on foot?
What would be protocol?
You would likely, if you flew in, you would have to identify yourselves to the flyers. If you walked into the gate, you would have to identify yourself to the gate guard.
I think we'd fly.
Okay. As you fly, you notice that several of the flying groups see you and start to converge, and they sort of take up residence kind of beside and above you.
Mhm.
And one of the leaders, dressed in the fanciest armor, her voice rings out. Please identify yourselves. You're currently in restricted airspace.
Muscus says, well, I am Muscus of the Court. Fuck, we were just talking about this. Department of Internal Harmony. And these are my traveling
One day.
companions. And he lists off the one, like, not Tiamos, because Tiamos doesn't want anyone to know who he is anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, Lara.
But
and-
you effectively list off the names. That you see that one of the flyers is like waving their hands, obviously casting like detect magic and detect alignments and whatnot. And the questioning continues, but your bird is kind of hard to fake,
Hmm.
and you are a rather distinguished group. So they escort you to the Black Court.
Oh, and you mentioned that we have prisoners.
The moment you mention you have prisoners, they take things rather seriously, and as per protocol, they will fly you into the Black Summoners area of the Imperial Palace. From there, you guys can go forth. Black Summoners Menagerie, and from there you can bring. Well, you can bring the prisoners to where you need to. You guys are escorted in, and one of the riders. Are any of you in particularly bright colors?
No.
Unless
No.
white counts.
I'm in like white and silver.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of got a lot of red and blue going on, so yeah, I think that counts.
So one of the flyers, just out of respect for all of you, says, "I do not mind, but there are going to be people in the palace who will dislike the use of bright colors. Please, if you can, put a wonderful, put a black shawl or some sort of more dour color on. I don't know if you know, but there's been a terrible tragedy."
Yes, we've heard.
So I assume that through prestidigitation or your hats of disguise or just pulling out a black fabric and throwing it over yourself, you guys suitably dress down.
Ona doesn't have prestidigitation in her normal kit, but her monkey has it always available at will.
Okay.
So
Oh, perfect.
they both dye themselves in a dark gray.
Okay.
Moscus
you
asks the
got-
monkey, could you swap my colors for me?
Okay. The monkey looks like this is below his pay grade, but he'll do it anyways. I'm not a painter monkey.
Can it talk?
I'm looking for my cousin.
Can it talk?
They're the artistic one. No, it cannot talk. Well, I mean, I could make it talk with a certain combination of whatever the hell I wanted to equip on that day. But in general, it is wordless.
It does things via body language.
Moscus
Has
notices how uncomfortable it is doing this.
So you guys land and effectively are given one more check to see that you are who you are. It's very enhanced security measures from what you're used to. But you are confirmed and you're let go. I assume that who are you going to go to first? The voice, the courts, or are you going to go to your various courts and gather the rumors I told you guys about and then reconvene like a day or two later?
I think the last one makes more sense just because of
Yeah.
the order we did things.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys kind of scatter to your various court parts and discover effectively the deeper rumors about what's happening in the capital and beyond. When you return, are you going to set up a meeting with the voice? Or are you
That
going
would make
to
sense.
Okay.
The voice might have, like, if we go do our interrogation first, the voice can give us shed some light on what information we get there.
Oh, that's
Perhaps.
true. I wouldn't mind seeing if one of those prisoners had Talmec armor or relics.
Okay. So is everyone in the party invited to your interrogation? Hey everyone, note it down. 3:30. There will be hors d'oeuvres will be served. It's bring your own booze.
And
though.
we didn't actually do loot on that group that attacked us at the orphanage, but the only thing that would really matter is those shackles of anti-magic.
Yes.
So I would want to use those on whoever we're interrogating at the moment.
Oh, you totally could.
Yeah. Alright.
You guys do have anti-magic shackles as part of the deal.
Before we start, Tiamos asks Moscus for a favor.
Oh,
I don't care what you do with the nymph, but it's going to be difficult to keep the dryad here. She's particularly powerful in magics that will allow her to transport herself through plants and wood and all that stuff. I ask that I be able to find a suitable prison for her.
sure. I'm surprised that, and Muskus holds up the shackles, that this won't be enough, but, by all means.
Supernatural is not magical.
Oh, shit, you're right. But Muskus isn't
Yeah.
that versed in dryads, so.
No, probably not. No.
But yeah, if we
Thank
need to make I'm sure we can build something out of stone or metal.
Oh, don't
Nope,
worry.
it's stone melding.
I have an idea.
Or ice.
Okay.
They can meld into
Guess they're
stone. They can
as
usually
cold
meld
as
into water.
us.
They can, well, nature spells anyways. Turn you into a gas. Can we not just kill them?
Wow, that's pretty brutal from you.
I mean, they're not people.
Muskus actually looks a little taken aback at that.
I said that so many times before,
We
though.
were busy before.
Wow.
They're people, and they're going to
Mm.
pay for their crimes like people.
Suit yourself. Hey, it's Kingdom Come Deliverance. On stream. Oh no, you got it. No, it's still the wrong game.
No, I refresh or something. I don't know.
Well, this is a very heavily modified Kingdom Come Deliverance.
We dumbed
Yeah,
it
we got some
down.
really nice mods.
Got
going
better
on here.
save points.
God, I am glad I'm not doing like a video game-esque thing where it's like, okay, guys, all of you wiped there. We go back to your save point. So, you guys go to your respective courts, gather your rumors, do a bit of your actual jobs, and return. I assume that you're going to be going to one of Mosgus's, or between Onun and Mosgus, you can find a suitable prison interrogation chamber for Chen Shi.
Yes.
So
Probably, yeah.
you guys find a stone cell devoid of plant life to throw her in. Now, I would have everyone roll a knowledge nature.
I think I have good knowledge nature.
Oh wait, that's a Twitch chat. Whoops.
Alright, let's see how you rolled. Oh, you didn't send it.
No,
Oh,
it
no.
says unrecognized command instead.
Can Nightbot do roll?
Okay,
I'll have to look into that.
that's a good question. Okay.
Okay. Well, both Shakti and Lalara know that A druid is mystically no, not a druid. A dryad is mystically bonded to a single enormous tree. You must never stray too far from it. Effectively, every hour she goes beyond her tree, she becomes sickened unless she rolls a fortitude save. And for every time every day she's out of range of her bonded tree, she will start withering away. Eventually, the separation will kill the dryad. She can form a new bond with a new tree in a day-long ritual.
Could put a little bonsai tree in the cell.
If you wanted to keep her alive.
Oh,
Also, Woodland Stride is a hell of a spell. You just walk into a tree and walk out of any other
it
tree
will
within
put
like
the
5
little
kilometers.
tree in a little cage. And she can't walk into it. It's perfect.
She still gets 24 hours alone
Currently,
with the
she
tree.
hasn't had any of these negative effects because she's in stasis in the ice prison.
I mean, it's not up to us to decide her judgment anyway. We're simply going to get information out of her.
Well, that's true. Wait, actually, what do the courts say about... Are they recognized by the courts as people, or are they...
Pretty sure they are.
They're recognized as they're recognized as people.
Okay.
Although, especially, there are some kind of cases of magical beat. It's actually strange. It's slightly put into the matters of the Black Court in the Domestic Regulation Department. Because they're intelligent, but they're also kind of monsters.
Yeah.
Now, the more intelligent one is, and the more humanoid one is, the more likely it is to fall into the jurisdiction of the Court of Nine, rather than the Black Summoner's Court. The more otherworldly, alien, what have you it is, the more likely it is to fall under the Black Summoner's Court.
Whatever we're doing, well, let's make sure we do it within the law. Nona doesn't like nature, but she likes the law. So that's the compromise.
Okay. So, you guys, I guess, bring her into the cell. Do you have a tree and a cage set up?
No, not yet.
for-
It's just
No,
like
not
that's
yet.
an idea we could do if we were keeping her long term.
We wanted to keep her alive, but right now,
Okay, so you guys start chiseling the ice block, and I guess you chiseled out enough to get her hands, put the anti-magic manacles on,
Mhm.
and then allow the spell to dissipate. She is staggered and looks dazed as she comes out of the ice block and then feels no magic and sees herself in a stone cell surrounded by angry people.
did
She
it dispel any attempt to stone meld if she tries?
Oh yeah.
Like
Okay.
I'm preparing that action.
Okay. So you guys are ready to try to stop her if she tries to do any spell casting.
Can you just hold a spell indefinitely?
You can hold the action too.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess I'll hold a dispel as well. Although, would a dispel work on a supernatural ability anyway?
I don't know if they
You
have that
don't
particular
know.
supernatural, but we'll do something if that happens.
Things will occur.
So she looks at all of you defiantly. So, I've finally been brought to, she takes a sniff, the capital.
That's correct.
You look, now that she's not in, like, wreathed in lightning and flying through a magical storm, you actually take a look at her. She is, well, her skin appears to be wood-like, though it's quite flexible and bends with like a normal human body would. She seems to be wearing.
Would.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
Nice catch.
You notice that she is wearing like wreaths and clothing made out of plants. But the one thing that is obviously not plant made is are two bracers she has that if you look at it, people could roll spellcraft or a knowledge history.
Okay.
No, that's switched head again. Okay.
Why do you... Yeah.
Well, it's both a thing on the side of the page, and it's still looking at the same picture. So
Wow. I actually got a pretty good roll.
You did?
1 second. Knowledge. Wait, spellcraft?
Yeah.
Okay.
My knowledge skills are pretty awful in general.
I mean,
All right.
Okay, so looking at this, these bracers are highly magical. And with your kind of investigation and that knowledge history roll, you realize they have several symbols on them that are more indicative of them being something of Talmik the Blacks.
Ooh.
You don't know exactly what it does. That will require a lot more investigation. But it is something of Talmik the Blacks.
Well, let's take them off.
As you take them off her, she kind of scowls. Those are rightfully looted by me.
And now
Talmik
they're
did.
rightfully looted by us.
She thinks about it and she kind of... you can see her lips press into, I would almost call it cat butt face. Just cheap. So, I guess what are you guys gonna ask her? Or just being like, well, we got what we wanted, ice tea. Let's now do...
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much our questions were going to be, where are the things of Talmik? And we got
Well,
them.
Tiamos might have some questions.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, there needs to be a whole trial and stuff for her crimes, and then a judgment passed. But that could be a little while.
We leave that to the...
Right. We could ice tomb her for that to make sure she doesn't get away until judgment's passed. Because then we could just keep her in a bag. I wonder how many bags of people there are in the Imperial Dungeon, actually. For, the high flight risk.
Okay. Sorry, just responding to something Matt has typed for me. So,
Oh no, secret conversation.
Oh,
Secret
yeah.
message.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Does anyone other than Timos have any particular questions for her? It's kind of coincidence that we ran into her at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or that we got
She
these.
said she looted the vestments. Or, well, looted these. I wonder if she got it from the tomb.
Must have, right?
Were there any other vestments there at the time? I guess that's what I would want to ask her about.
Oh yeah, Saravan joins you, and she doesn't know why you kidnapped a dryad.
Oh, yeah.
She might pick it up through context clues.
Like, why do we have this? Oh, okay. We have some bracers.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
My Discord like shat the bed.
Nice.
It was insane.
Also, can anyone
Okay.
hear Matt? Is Matt talking? He's been quiet for a long time.
That's true.
I cannot hear Matt. I assumed,
I thought he was
You
focusing
assume
on.
too
I
much.
thought he was focusing on the
on
text.
the message that, yeah. And I mean, I started focusing on the text too.
Matt.
Matt.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good.
Since this is kind of the nice little tying up with a bow of your
Yeah,
character's
it'd be
side
nice if my mic would work.
Yes. I hope you haven't been talking for long. Go on.
No. I tell Saruman that this is the leader of the rebellion movement that killed my village. And I turn to the Dryad and I ask her if she knows who I am.
So, she says, she looks at you deeply. She's scrutinizing you, and she goes, "You vaguely remind me of someone, but the name isn't coming to me."
My name is Timios. I am the Azamar child of the two Imperial officers that you had killed. What do you have to say to defend yourself?
She thinks about it, looks at the deep room that she's in, looks at you, then says, "Only that nature's the only judge that I care about. Not any of your human courts, not any of your human governments."
Fine. Did anyone in the capital order you to do this?
She smiles and she goes, "No. I did this all because of a grudge. A terrible injustice that was inflicted upon me 300 years ago by the governor of your sleepy little village's province, the area. He destroyed my grove, and I have successfully been disrupting his government and his descendants ever since his punishment."
Roll sense motive.
Feel free. Okay, so both of you. Okay, so Tiamos, you're pretty sure she believes in her own righteousness. That's the hunch you're getting. Moscas, she's lying,
Oh.
but very well.
Oh. That number being so big usually doesn't actually matter.
She is an incredibly accomplished liar, but you have dealt with the prince. You have seen the best. What she might be telling the truth on, your hunch is that while maybe in the beginning she didn't have someone in the court that she did this for, now there is.
Moscus looks to Tiamos, then just kind of shakes his head. She's not telling the full truth.
Huh.
And Moscus is gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Doesn't work on her. She's in an anti-magic field.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it really? Oh, I guess it doesn't
Yep.
just affect. Okay.
It stops all magic from affecting her and
Oh,
stops
really?
her from affecting all
That's
magic.
actually really interesting. That could be really useful.
Interesting.
Well, that's why you can't really ice tomb her while she's shackled, because
I didn't know that.
it
Okay,
would stop the ice
that
tomb.
never happened. Never mind.
That's okay. You would know
Right.
this.
My friend tells me differently.
She looks at him and says, "Do you really believe that what he's saying?"
Oh no.
I look at her, and then I look at Mozgus, and I look back at her. And
I didn't.
I will CMB check.
Okay. Just roll a d20. Don't roll a 1. She can't really
Okay.
stop you.
Okay.
Oh no, he grabbed
She-
the shackles and broke
The
them.
man
Oh
of
no.
Crimson Gun broke them.
Oh,
Let me drop the
you
combat
get
map.
close.
Oh,
Okay. You stumble, but you still grab her.
God damn it.
I shove her against the wall.
Oh, the classic dirty cop. Tell me, where are the drugs? I'm
Who
not wearing
told
hockey
you?
pads. Sorry.
Who
I was-
told you?
Told me what?
Who told you to kill them? And remember this, that if you lie to me, I will go back to your forest, and I will raze it to the ground.
Roll an intimidate check. You have a nice bonus because you actually did burn down like a chunk of the forest. Well, to be fair, Oh None did that.
Oh, I'm not
Okay.
even gonna bother insisting with that.
Okay. And all she like you're smashing her against the wall, and she just croaks out, "You have a traitor in the Council of Nine.
Who?
High Justice Benin hated your parents."
roll sense motive.
Yeah. This is what macros are for.
This is why I do up on the arrow key, and then I just get to do it again.
Okay.
Oh wait, why didn't it do anything? There we go.
Oh no, it's just low.
Oh crap.
It's not a fail. It's just low.
Yeah. It's just,
It's just
You know, a 20 so low.
Moscus. Oh, sir, TMO's. You have the hunch that she's probably telling the truth. Moscus. She isn't saying all the names.
Oh.
Does Timos look? Is Timos just still looking at the Dryad?
I look at Moscus for confirmation.
Moscus just shakes his head again. Stone faced.
I smash her back against the wall.
Okay. Then she with a cough, she says, "And the diplomat for the islands of Yangtapur." As like you can actually see like some sap like blood come from her mouth as you're just slamming her into the wall.
Anyone else?
No. Roll sense motive. Da-da-da.
Well, I keep rolling lower and lower every time.
You think that you've gotten everything. Probably once you get those two, you can pick apart any more.
Could do some cross-referencing, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. You've been helpful. I drop her.
Okay, she slumps to the ground.
Moscus looks to Timos. Are you finished?
Yes.
He then nods to Lalara.
Guys, I have to demanacle her.
Oh, right.
First. Doesn't work. In these
Can you prepare
prisons.
Lalara to?
I get her pinned.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we'll
Okay.
take
And
the.
she's gonna roll the fort save against. Is
Fail.
insufficient. Tombed. Well, you have 2 names.
One of them is from the Council of Nine. Out.
Yes.
That's for those unaware. That's who. That's the.
That's our boss.
Yeah, that's our boss, pretty much. We serve the Council of
Oh.
Nine, respectively, in our different departments.
We should alert the voice and let them be taken down from above rather than below.
Yes. But
That's probably a good idea.
we need to speak with her, and then a public trial would need to be had, or possibly a private trial.
So,
Okay.
I have a question. If we have someone here who has a list of names of possible traitors, what are the chances that someone's going to try and assassinate them?
Well,
About 1,000,000,000%.
let's keep them in
So
the
do-
bag.
Yeah, do we exactly want to hand them over to the...
This is why I have a plan. But I'm not going to tell it to you in public.
Well, let's keep her in the bag on one of us for now. TMS, you can do the honors if you'd like.
All right, I do it.
You take the ice block and kind of stuff it almost comically into your bag of holding. And now you guys have part of the bracers, some of the braces of Talmuk.
Yeah, we should figure out what the fuck
Oh, we
is
probably
going-
should have asked her about how these work.
Eh,
Yeah,
well. Probably would have
I
lied
mean,
anyways.
the best way is trial and error, right?
she might not even know fully, to be honest.
you do have
Put them on
someone
the
who's
monkey.
one of the world-class experts on items.
Lalara.
Mhm.
That's true.
Analyze. Enhance.
Analyze cube. Enhance. Identify will give the +10 to the spellcraft check. To figure that out.
So,
So-
spell. It's what I have for spellcraft plus 10.
Yep. So I think it
Okay.
would be like +34 to
Jesus.
identify.
I don't really know what hexes and stuff I have on, but if I knew it was an interrogation, I might have prepared luck and I could use it on her.
I don't think we rested yet.
No, you
Oh,
guys haven't rested.
Well, I mean, it was travel day, I guess, then.
It was a
Set up a
teleport,
bunch
wasn't
of
it?
teleports and
Whoa! Doesn't fucking matter.
Damn, girl.
Okay. So you start
Okay.
the identification actually does take 8 hours. So you effectively excuse yourself while you go back to your magic item workshop and start finally going through the details of this item. It is no doubt an artifact. You're pretty sure it's of Talmuk, the Black, and whoever has these bracers on and is attuned to them, which is a process that will take a day, will get the abilities to shapeshift like a druid of their level.
Hmm.
Wild shape.
Damn.
These were bracers used by Talmuk, who was not a druid, to actually help tame the wilds, as part of the legends would have it. They supposedly also have part of Talmuk's, I guess, essence in it. They might be intelligent. You're thinking that if someone has these on, the item's intelligence might actually, I guess, awaken. Talmuk the Black was the first black summoner of the Bay Empire. Known to be impressively powerful, and, well, there's a lot of legends. You actually have a piece of history right here. It is incredibly valuable. If people knew you had it, people would be gunning for it. Partially because all the artifacts that you've collected for now, you've either squirreled away or they're knowledge. People don't know about the armor of the Dragon Emperor being like rituals you have knowledge of. They just think that you guys have gotten weird. This is the first artifact that you have that is actually wearable.
Well, is anyone?
You also know that if you give this to the Baelnorn, she might be able to use its energies to find out where the final Phoenix part of the regalia is.
Oh,
Ooh.
That was one of the answers you got from the Dawn Caller. So, this is a lead. Oh, yeah. And this person had it, and you don't think she understood fully how to use it.
well, is anyone interested in using it?
Sorta.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah. But
If not disqualified, the monkey could use them.
He is disqualified.
oh god, worst use of artifact ever.
The monkey has grown too strong! Oh no!
I mean, if you turned him from a flying monkey into a gorilla bear, which is apparently a magical animal.
There are. There's a lot of weird animals in there.
Actually, if they're not faster, then there's no point. And I don't know if there's anything faster.
So, you guys will, yet again, have to decide who gets it. Saruman could also use them. She could turn into something that has a lot of claws and pounce on people.
Oh, yeah.
That could
Diamos
be
can use
fun.
it to turn into like a large bear and just smash people. Or a large gorilla and use his hammer.
We could play past the potato.
So, you said this one, it goes to the same level, so
Yeah, it's druid of the
Potentially-
same level, so as you guys level up, its power will become greater.
well, potentially we could already shapeshift to be an elemental, right?
Yes.
A large elemental. Pretty useful.
I'm doing it as a standard druid. No weird oozes or stuff like that.
Fine.
Just because there's one ooze that would be too stupid to let you guys use. Carnivorous crystals.
Like beast shape or is this
Wild
everything?
shape.
This
Wild.
is
It's a
wild.
druid specific ability.
Look at the class ability for druid.
I think
Okay.
it's really cool.
I am personally not interested. Neither is my bird.
Now, you guys could also sell it for a lot of money.
It's true. Or we could trade it for something as well.
No, not till we
Yes.
talk to the Bitmore about it.
Right.
So, you guys have several things you can do this session. One, you guys are currently in the capital. I have to move your little skull thing to the capital. This is how I keep track of where you guys are. So, you're in the Imperial capital. The mission for today is discuss the future of the Emperor. The other mission for today is you guys can go to the Baelnorn with this newly acquired artifact of Telmec. Go, hey Baelnorn, where's the last piece of the Phoenix artifact? You could go and try to trade it for a favor for the Dawn Caller or any of the pillars. You could, I don't know, just go and plunder that clam in the middle of the ocean.
That was a plan that we had, and it's still
Pearl of
doable.
luck.
Yeah, easily.
I think we should handle things in the personally, I think we should handle things in the court right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially with the Council of 9. So maybe we should now talk. We should arrange a meeting with the Voice. Handle any individual things we need to do.
Okay, so you guys arrange your meeting with the Voice. She is happy to meet you, but she's incredibly busy. She gives you she cancels all of her appointments for a 1-hour block and tells you to meet her in her chambers, which effectively her court chambers, her office.
All right.
You guys are very visible going into the Voices thing. She's no longer trying to clandestinely hide the fact that you are working with her. As you get in, you see the Voice, like she has bags under her eyes. Her hair has somehow gotten more gray than the gray it already was. And you see her look both happy and relieved when you enter into the room. Hello, my friends. Please tell me, do you have good news? I have been dealing with many things, and I have bad news too. Well, I have news both good, bad, and neutral to give to you.
We have news that is bad, good, and neutral depending on your perspective.
It's yeah, it's good.
It's
Yeah.
good that we know it,
Yeah.
but it is bad news.
She seems to like get up from her slump in the chair, sit up, back straight. You see her take one of her she has several like teapots and several glasses. She picks up one, puts it down, picks up another, takes a vial from within her robes, pours it in, drinks it, puts it down, and then she says, "Hit me with it."
Treason within the Council of 9.
Yes. And a
She,
diplomat.
she just you see her just close her eyes, take a deep breath, and say, which one is it?
It is Benin.
Banin.
Justice Benin.
Ah, I put him down. I put him as the second most likely.
Alexandra, are you filing your nails?
No, why?
It sounds like you're filing your nails.
I'm coloring actually.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that now too. Okay.
Okay. I will go back on mute. Sorry.
Sorry.
Now we're just banishing Alexandra.
Aw.
So
I see how it is.
As well as the diplomat of the islands of Yangdapur. And we have that information based on is her name Tenshi? A dryad named Tenshi, who we have
Chenshi.
Chenchi.
who is in a bag
So
that he is holding.
I tell the story of my village, and
okay.
they were part of a plot.
She goes, I am glad that you have found her and you are bringing her to justice. The court, if you bring her towards one of the courts right now, the High Justice Benin might cause interference, especially because he would not want her truths coming out. We will need to neutralize the High Justice. I don't mean kill, she says, as you
Damn.
guys probably look.
Just
I
like
put my
crack
knives
knuckles.
away.
I already had my hammer out.
She goes, that will have to be the last resort. For a High Justice to be accused of corruption, we will need to gather evidence. Either you can help me, or I will do it myself. It matters not. I cannot have corruption in the highest levels of our government if I'm trying to keep the whole damn thing together.
Agreed.
She's standing up and she's now pacing behind her desk. There's a situation with one of your number. What has happened to Prince Ruha?
Oh,
Why is he
he's
not
a traitor.
here? Jesus. She says, by the gods.
Yeah, who could have guessed?
I suspected as such. I mean, Onan, I should have... Onan, you being here, did you not try to capture him?
We did. It didn't work out great. I had some false information regarding his ability to teleport and him not having it.
Ah,
We've been
He was
trying
always-
to catch him. He's very hard to scry on, I've noticed.
she nods. Well, I imagine he's back in his home country causing the civil war that's happening there. She looks outside of the window. as
Oh,
she says
good.
this.
Well, that's
Well,
a pretty good alibi for the
So
Bacon
is
murders.
Is that the good news, or is that the neutral news?
The Ruha being in chaos is what it is. It is a strange, isolationist, xenophobic place.
that's probably not a good idea.
I don't think it was ever meant to be in her empire, but as the emperor decreed, we took it. I just hope that whatever monstrosities get unleashed in that war doesn't spill over too much into the rest of the empire.
Well, before we can fix Ruha, or Ruhan, we need to fix the Empire.
Yes. Yes. She turns and she says, have you had any luck finding a cure for either the Emperor or the Black Summoner?
We found Talmac's bracers.
She perks up. You've actually found something that was legitimately from Talma.
Let me show it to her.
By the gods, she looks at it. She like barely touches it. It sparks off of her hand a bit, and she goes, "It is real. I thought that the whole Black Court had gone mad trying to find these things. That they were fables, they were legends. These bracers, they're in children's stories, for the gods' sakes. And they're here." And she looks towards the party and then settles on Laura. "And you have tested them? They are not just a clever facsimile?"
I did. I spent many hours making sure that they are legitimate.
She says, "This is possibly some of the greatest news that I've had in the past weeks. These bracers, however, I do not know if they would be the cure. I guess they would be the key to finding the cure." Because the bracers themselves allow shape-shifting of some kind. But it is the amulet of purification that Telmic had that I was not convinced still existed or ever existed at all. But with this, the amulet must exist somewhere.
Oh,
As she looks.
maybe they're tied together.
They likely are.
Oh, did we check inside the bracers?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe there's a
There's no hidden compartment in the bracers.
Okay. Just check.
no glove of holding.
I'm not giving you two fucking artifacts for one thing.
And there, inside the other bracer, is the Orb of the Phoenix Queen. How did that get there?
Okay, guys, I'm sick of this game. I'm just making it quick. We have 3 sessions to wrap it all up, okay? No. She goes, "The Black Court would pay an enormous amount of money and favors for this. But if you could use this with your Baelnorn contact to find the other parts, the amulet itself, that would be immeasurable in helping. It would be an immeasurable help in helping this empire not collapse. She keeps on pacing, but she seems to be less worried now. She goes, there are several things I must clear up for all of you. There is only one remaining heir. She has a weak claim to the throne, and the High Court would like to see her thoroughly tested and vetted before they allow her anywhere near the throne. But there is something the High Court does not know. In fact, almost no one knows except for me, the Black Summoner, and the Emperor, and all of the ancestors of the Emperor. You see, the Emperor isn't just someone who is decided by the court. The court doesn't just appoint an Emperor if we're missing one. The Emperor, as with me and as with the Black Summoner, have all given an oath to the 4 pillars and the gods to keep this empire stable. The fact that the Emperor is slowly losing his touch to the divinity that is behind all of it means that he is not following the mandate of heaven. The monks have been silent, the monks of the mandate, because they fear if they speak, they will spark a civil war. The Emperor's illness is finally causing his empowerment to fade. She looks at all of you and she says, I must not be explaining things fully. The Emperor takes an oath and has to survive a trial. The Emperor or Empress, whoever is the candidate, if they succeed, they become invested with some divine power from the Empire. They are given greater lifespan, greater resiliency, greater knowledge. They just become a greater being. Not too great, not godlike, but infused with the mantle of the heavens. The pillars have the same mechanism. Each one of those pillars is not a normal dragon. They're already immensely powerful without the oath, but they become more powerful with it.
And if they break the oath?
They lose their power and they are cursed.
Cursed.
And the curse is...
It seems to be different for every oath breaker. It depends on how badly they violated the oath, or what their power was before. It's a wretched thing.
Has anyone ever violated the oath?
Yes. Very few times amongst the pillars. They're usually beings of wisdom and intelligence and know not to mess up a good thing. But emperors in the past have violated their oath. Emperors and empresses. The Phoenix Queen was actually once a candidate. She became empress and then violated the oath and was cursed. This is part of the secret histories, she says. Because the Phoenix cult is a terrifying thing. She continues to pace. There was one emperor who broke his vow and was cursed with leprosy that nothing could cure, but he became a better ruler, became humbled, and he regained his power after atonement. Most of them who break their oaths get overthrown or killed as their divine protections get stripped away. There's only one or two cases where there are a few cases where the emperor or empress has willingly given over their title to someone else. And they are not cursed for that. You can willingly give up this, but most won't. The Black Summoner and I have our own separate oaths to the Emperor and to the Empire themselves. This is what also empowers me to act with the respect and dignity that I should be afforded, but it also requires me to act within the best interests of the Empire. The Black Summoner has a similar oath, and he currently cannot fulfill it because of the curse, but he isn't dead, and he's currently still fulfilling it, so the mantle cannot be passed down until the Black Summoner either dies or gets cured and voluntarily passes it.
If the Black Summoner were replaced, would someone better be able to take their place quickly?
She says, there's almost no one more powerful than the current Black Summoner, except for maybe Talmec himself. But if a suitable replacement could be found, yes, but the mantle could be passed on. The oath isn't as onerous as the oath the Emperor must take. And the fact that the Emperor hasn't been terribly cursed means that he still believes he is acting within his oath. The oath also protects against outside influences, for the most part. It's some protection. It's not complete immunity. It's partially why I am so trusted, because I cannot be influenced by mind magics through a combination, or at least not very easily. I can conceive of at least one or two things that could conceivably influence me, but they're very rare.
Okay.
I tell you all this because if the heir gets chosen, the normal non-mystical part of the mandate of the government running will require a regency council. A 4-year-old is no emperor. And no empress. They would have to wait till they come of age, and then they have to survive the oath and the trials. It is not a sure thing that any heir actually makes it. That's why the candidates need to be powerful even before you start, lest they die to the trials. I've been the administrator of these trials for over 500 years.
We gotta cure that Black Summoner and the Emperor. We gotta get that Talmec thing.
That would be great. That would greatly help stabilize us. We're being attacked by I don't even know how they pronounce it in their foul tongue. Shark people.
Shark people?
We're being attacked by shark people from the ocean.
I love shark people.
Yes, well, it turns out when the Emperor declared war on the ocean, either they were already planning on attacking or they are using it as an excuse to an attack. The coastal forts have been holding. There's some kind of mysterious plague disaster to the far west of the Empire. I can only hope that my scouts will report back as to what exactly it is. But people are worried. If an emperor breaks his oath, natural disasters start happening. The magic that holds this whole place together starts shaking. Do you know why the Empire rarely gets terrible natural disasters? It's part of this oath and the network of ley lines that run everywhere in the Empire. It's actually based off of the Monska Empire in this way, but we have much more safeguards than they ever did. Oh.
I think
Also, you cannot tell this to anyone else. These are secrets of the highest priority.
If you need someone to reach out to the shark people, I can probably speak their language.
Yes, we can likely speak to them. If we can not be at war with them, that would be fantastic. I imagine that the other creatures and denizens of the deep that are currently planning on trying to do a few raids. The Kuatoa, for one, and the strange masters. Maybe some aboleth. There's all sorts of terrible things in the oceans. I don't know why anyone likes them.
Fantastic racism.
Well, we do trade with some of them, but there's many things that live in the deep, darkest depths that would like nothing more than just to eat us.
Oh, speaking of, we think we found the Pearl of Luck. We don't know if taking that is going to help our situation or your situation, or really any situation.
We'd be lucky with it, so it should. If the legends are true.
Well, she says it. So I assume the Pearl of Luck is somewhere in this ocean. I'm now disparaging.
It's in a clam.
Yes.
It's in a giant clam.
Yes.
Really?
One of the great artifacts of our age is in a giant clam in the ocean, and no one's
Yes.
bothered taking
We
it.
think we can lift the clam to land.
By the gods! That's probably why no one's ever taken it. No one's ever been so bold. Or insane. Mainly
strong.
I don't know if I don't know if we're killing a monster of the sea people and becoming their heroes, or if we're taking one of their prices.
It will likely be a holy site to one of the factions and a monster to another of the factions. The sea politics is just as complicated as a surface
Well, we
politics.
could put it back after, I guess.
Suppose so. In that case, why don't we just pry open its mouth and take the dang thing without lifting up at all?
Because then we'll be in the
Probably
ocean.
because it's very much harder to pry open it. Meta-wise, it's probably harder to pry open its mouth while it's underwater.
Fair.
Also, anything around could attack us while we're in the deep dark.
That's very true.
Scary things are in the
Okay.
deep dark.
There's always a bigger fish.
Or a bigger clam.
It turns out this clam is actually inside another clam. Ready.
Oh no!
Yeah, you were scrying around. You thought you were like, "Hey, there's the clam." No. Your scrying was already inside the clam. this whole time.
The world is in a clam. Oh no.
The world is your oyster.
And if we wanted to help deal with the corrupt council members, what would be our next move?
Well, we need to have an actual trial for him, obviously. We can't just say, well, he's bad, and then throw him out. That would make things a lot worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we basically have a witness, but we need to get more information out of him. And
Or his co-workers, or his former co-workers, or the spirit of the people he's murdered, likely.
Yeah.
well, he doesn't know about this yet. So we could probably
No.
capture him pretty easily.
So the capture is not. If he wants to maintain a spot in the capital, all we need to do is accuse him, and he's captured. He can't run away and maintain his power.
I know a couple people that might know some things about his plan if we can cast some Speak with the Dead.
I think I can cast that.
Find out. Find out tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow, same D&D same D&D channel.
I think we should focus on the council because it's the easiest. Well, I think it's the most readily we can tackle it most readily, and it's something that we need to start and then have proper procedures flow through.
Well,
And don't.
Fair.
And then we need to, while that's happening, we can go do a different thing. Because
we
How much
should,
evidence do we need to
we should
collect?
start
Yeah.
small. We should start with the smaller fish and then work up to the bigger fish.
Literally.
Yeah.
For the Yangdapur.
Literally.
That's the Yangdapur guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
true. He knows a
Because
lot.
it'll be much easier to get him than it'll be to get the
To get a
judge.
high the high justice.
All right. We could probably find out where he is very quickly, and we
Yes.
can teleport there and grab him and leave.
I'm back
Just
pulling.
smash and grab.
And-
You what? Ah!
Mazga
And then
says.
take him to the deepest, darkest dungeon.
Mazga says normally I would want to be a little more subtle about a high-ranking official. This has happened before, but I don't think we have the time to be subtle because there's too many events happening at this point.
I can have
This
one
is
of my.
not going to bring any amount of order. This
I
is not
can-
going to let us fly under the radar. This is going to get us immediately. Well, I guess I'll immediately put on the highest orders of the Emperor's kill list.
Not if we're doing this under the voices direction.
Yes.
There's a traitor in the Emperor's court. We're getting rid of the traitors. Or the corruption at the very
And-
least.
Remember the whole trying to keep a low profile because the Emperor wants to kill you?
He's busy with the ocean, okay?
I'm pretty sure we threw that out the window when we created a fucking volcano.
No one knows about
Well, I mean,
that.
we didn't create it in his backyard.
No one knows about that. Now the voice
do you
does.
actually say? Do you actually like? Are
Yeah.
you discussing out loud?
I want this out loud.
Okay.
I want him to have
and
let
the
that
voice
slip.
says, "Oh, you're responsible for the volcano mess."
It was a Phoenix Cult item. We got it. It's with the Dawn Caller.
No,
No? Was that one not with the Dawn Caller?
no, that one's with the
Twilight
Keeper.
Oh, right. That one. Okay. I get
yeah.
There's so many these days. I get mixed up.
She
We meet
goes.
so many celebrities.
I've had to send part of the domestic regulation court to actually deal with all the exploding bodies that keep coming out of the volcano.
Oops.
Well,
I've even had to hire some outside experts on these. I guess I can properly call them Phoenix cultists.
they weren't there on. Some of them were there on purpose, but others were just tortured souls. I'm assuming it'll fade in time since the cult item is no longer there.
Well,
Also, we fixed the bulk of them actually.
That's true. A lot of them stopped moving
Yeah.
once we took the item.
so can I just ask exactly what item you took from there that caused a volcano?
The scepter.
Yeah, the scepter.
Yeah, that was the scepter.
By the gods, are you telling me the regalia of the Phoenix Queen is real as well?
Oh, we got the
Yep.
orb.
Yeah, I'm pretty
too.
sure we had this
Yeah.
conversation before.
Oh, I think actually meta-wise, yes, I think we did. So yeah, because you guys came up and it's like, yeah, we have this orb. We just gave it to the Dawn Caller. Don't worry about it.
Hey, also,
You'll never
the
see it
fact that-
again.
Is there any kind of artifact that the voice believed existed when she sent us out on the quest?
Well, to be fair, she's not the one that sent you out on the artifact quest.
She sent us to go to the Balnord to try and find the artifacts.
No, that was our call. We decided
No,
to do
that was your call.
No, she sent us to the archivist.
Mm.
Yes, the archives. Yes.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
voice
that's
hasn't
fine
actually
on
talked
purpose.
with the Balnorn.
Why do these people never talk to each other? Jeez.
It'd be so much
Try-
easier if they
See the
did.
numbers here.
Should I set up a freaking phone call? I'm gonna like those big red telephones. with
You
the
cast the
buttons
sending
and
spell to that person, and then yeah.
Okay, scry on me, and I'm next to the Balnorn, and now you see the Balnorn. Now you can send. It's perfect.
Hey girl, call me, send me maybe.
You need to keep in better contact with the Dawn Caller and the Balnord, because we're just sort of assuming all three of you are the same person at this point. Like we just talked to one of you, and you're like, "Yep, mission
Wait,
accomplished."
serious question for you, the voice.
hmm
Please tell me that you are in contact with the four pillars at least.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good.
Well, the four pillars, as part of their oath, promote stability in the empire and protect it from outside threats.
Wait a minute. Why isn't the Dawn Caller dealing with the ocean then?
She likely is. but the ocean's a big place, and the Dawn Caller is one person. Well, being.
That's fair. So maybe we should.
Who knows exactly how many threats the Dawn Caller has protected us from?
I guess we could ask next time, just out of curiosity. But we
Yeah.
should go after the young Dapur guy, and maybe talk to the Balnorn about the amulet of Talmec.
Yes. That sounds excellent.
I am mildly concerned that when we brought up the potential of a traitor in the Council of Nine, she said that he was the second one she had suspected.
Oh yeah.
I guess
that
who
is
is the
a
first?
bit
would like-
Who is the
strange.
first? Yeah.
Yeah, who was she?
She
suspecting?
goes, I don't want. For the one, I want you to focus on the one you have evidence of wrongdoing. But there is one. High Justice. Oh, what did I have to search up his name. I did actually write this down.
So this-
Lopang. Okay, I'm just going to put this in the Discord. So we have, he was number one suspect. And then High Justice Benin was number 2 suspect. I say Lopang because I have my own separate investigation going on for him, and I do believe that he is trying to position himself onto a regency council before the emperor even dies, and he has been using very underhanded means in securing his position. And I cannot have someone promoting the emperor's death while I'm trying to keep the empire stable.
Yep, that's fair.
Because I don't think Lo Peng is a patient enough to wait for the emperor to die naturally. She gives a grim smile.
Mhm.
So, meta-wise, I prepared for you guys to do the clam thing. I prepared for you guys to do the justice thing, or talk to the Baelnorn. The clam thing is the most likely to result in some combat somewhere. The justice thing is pretty much you guys are going to be ambushing him, if you especially go after the ambassador, it will likely just be a ambush where you guys kind of blitz him, and I don't think he's kind of prepared for that.
I doubt they have huge security envoys at all times.
No. Especially if you got the moment, like, he's like, guards, help me, and then you just pull out, mission from the voice. FBI, we're here, we're taking him down. And they're like, okay, no, fuck, I'm not going to get in between a Lord Inquisitor.
Pay grade.
And his...
So, are we, I guess, to the party, so are we concerned at all about, I know we were talking about subtleties, it's not time for subtlety, but could this perhaps tip off the higher ups and the justice and the council that we might be onto him?
If we
Can it create larger problems for us?
if we demand the silence of those who witness us, that will give us some time. No one wants to go
Or-
against an inquisitor.
We could go in quietly and use some silencing magic.
Someone will see it. I doubt we can do this without anyone knowing.
Could we
With-
make a double?
We could.
With sufficient scrying and a good timing, we can disappear them from within their own home.
That's true. But someone will notice. So eventually,
Someone will
As
notice,
all of you
but they
kind of
won't
go
know that it's
together,
us.
like, hey, let's do this.
This gang of people just knocking on the door, you know.
Knock, knock, hello.
I'm-
How can I help you? Do you want... I'm here to look at your.
I mean, if we wanted
Fence
to do
and
this the
kind.
right way, we would talk to this guy and get him to testify in exchange for some amount of amnesty.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're just talking about
You
the
know,
grabbing him
diplomacy.
part, but
No, just walk up to his fucking door.
people are
Well,
less
but-
likely to talk in their own homes. I've found. Even if part of their home is missing, they don't generally respond well.
Like a meeting. I just don't want to be too conspicuous because even if he doesn't say anything, like it could give them time to prepare another better plan against us. You know,
Hmm.
we don't know who else could be in cahoots.
I mean,
whatever.
we could do exactly what I did against the prince and just get him a letter, tell him to meet us somewhere, and then ambush.
Yeah, I like that.
Then it's only his own guards.
Just
And
come out of the city where it's not safe. Yes, he will definitely respond to that.
I mean, you
Out
guys
of
did. But then again, you guys had a bird.
Right, we weren't actually concerned. But we're different than most politicians. I would say.
I mean, we could always offer him something that would be appealing, that would make him put his guard down, and then grab him from
Are
there.
there events coming up in the city where we could find them?
Well, all the happy festivals have been banned for the next month in the official month of mourning for the Emperor's children.
Ah,
However, if he's an ambassador, he might go home occasionally.
okay. Yeah.
You could see if you snag him outside the city limits by just, you know,
All right.
taking it.
Well, good.
Well, let's see the whereabouts of him then. Let's ping whoever would know about that. And see if he's...
You know what the whereabouts? How high up in the court are these in terms of magical protection? Like, if I scry on them right now,
Yeah, the ambassador you could likely scry on. Right
like they
now.
wouldn't immediately just be like, I know exactly who's spying on me.
Yeah, the High Justice Benin might actually have a lot more protections.
Okay.
The ambassador was kind of as well, slightly more protected than the prince, and the prince had to provide most of his own protection.
Yes.
Remember, the prince was the ambassador for the deserts of Ruha.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Should we wait a night, have our ambush ready? Give me some time to prepare all the spells we'll need, or are we going to just try and do it live?
I mean, I'm ready.
It could also be a matter of making sure that they're on their way home, because they could spend weeks, months, years just sitting in the capital.
Well,
If there's nothing going on in Yangdapur right now.
could I maybe? I have an underling that's like a messenger. Perhaps
Okay.
we can get some message out and get them somewhere.
Yeah.
Saying that there is something home they need to go home for.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a civil war in Ruha, then no two countries hate each other as much as Ruha and Yangdapur. They're saying that it's spilled over into their territory. That's news to come home about.
Swear.
There you go.
Okay, so we're about to. You guys are going to be the intro to a Law and Order show. Okay, so we need to do forensic analysis. What happened to the ambassador? We see.
Well,
blood
judging by that
splatter.
gigantic talon marks in the ground where this person is walking,
Could have been any birds, really. Maybe even a horse. You don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes, the talons of a horse. Well
Oh, we
known
could-
for destroying buildings.
we could take Akane, reduce her in size, so that no one could possibly suspect.
Oh, that's blasphemy right there.
Well, see, that's exactly why it would work. Because no one would believe that you willingly reduce the size of
It's
your bird,
because I wouldn't.
even briefly. We're all making sacrifices for this,
What?
okay?
No. Alright, why don't we figure out where he is to start?
Okay,
Okay.
so how are you
That's
guys
fine
going to
right now.
try to figure out where he is?
I don't have. Okay, if it was my teleport day, And I would have actually 2 casts of scrying.
You have kits, don't
Oh.
you?
Yes, I do.
Good.
It's my travel day. It's very good.
Well, do one of those
But,
scries.
you know.
You should know of. Well, you obviously know of him.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's only changes to his will save, right? So that's all stuff.
So
Ian
are you
has to
gonna
deal
try
with.
to get want some of his stuff to then do the scrying, or are you gonna just do it live?
We could check on his. He must have an office. We could have someone. We could have an underling check the office.
Either that, or you have one of the stealthiest assassins.
That's
Or,
true.
you know, someone who can turn invisible.
There you go.
Impossible. There's no one here who has that power.
Rokong is blushing like, "Oh, stop, guys," because he thinks you're talking about him.
Rokong would be a little would be able to do it too. But
Let me get this
Go as a team.
correct. Plus 26 to stealth without putting on invisibility.
Go as a team. Why not?
Go as a team.
okay. So we have the team of Saruman, deadly general of assassins, and Rokong.
The greatest monkey warrior who's ever lived.
Oh my god.
Except, of course, for there is a monkey warrior who's known in a distant land.
We also
So
have my
powerful.
urban ranger friend.
Yes. So, you guys, his office, if you would call it that, is actually, if he's an ambassador, I guess the wrong clan. No, he isn't involved in the wrong clan. Who, I guess you guys haven't actually looked into more information as to the wrong clan, and if
It's kind of a minor thing at this point.
Yeah.
I am very interested in that.
Side
Unless
quest.
it's some sort of plot hook we missed entirely.
So this is
Actually, Ian, someone needs to save against scrying only once, right? Like they save it once, and then it can't be used for 24 hours. Is that correct?
I do believe so.
But does that work the same way for water sight, the supernatural ability? Those share a timer.
It would be different. You
Okay.
could try once with the water sight, once with the scrying.
Excellent. All right, we'll have to do that at some point.
So the ambassador's name is Motka. And
Actually, I don't have this ability to throw on the monkey right now.
yep, so Saruman would in fact be I think Saruman's stealth check is like plus 16 and then becomes like 36 with being invisible. So Motka's Ambassador Motka's has a Lake District abode.
Nice.
Also an office in the Imperial Palace. So which are you gonna go for? Their house or their office?
Oh, one to each. Boom. Nailed it.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't want to leave anything lying around your office. Like,
A pen,
So-
a chair, a letter.
What they need to do scrying properly is it's best if they have if Frosty has met the subject or have heard of and if you have a likeness or picture, a possession of garment, or best a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, etc., etc.
You could find hair on the
so
chair.
what you're saying is you want a bit of his body.
Oh.
Oh no, the flaying queen! How much of his body do you need? He's dead, yes, but I brought most of his body.
I
We got
mean,
the whole thing.
to be fair, you only need part of him, so you could also get his kids.
That's a little
Okay.
dark.
Yeah.
Hey, little boy, your parent. I
I'm
need
not,
part of you.
I'm not in the business of killing children.
Really? I didn't know that about you.
I love how you guys learn something new about each other each day.
Every day.
I thought you just murdered children as par for the course.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
we
known
just sort
her
of
for
set the
like
moral
at
bar
least
really.
a year.
We set the bar for morality real low, and then we're sort of surprised
we?
at the penalty.
We haven't been murdering innocent civilians or anything.
I mean, we're assuming we would, though.
Mm,
Well, Timos was.
What?
I mean,
Or just then. Whatever.
I see how you think of the people around you.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway, no time like the present.
poor
Let's
Okay, you go to his abode. His house. I didn't actually prepare a map for it because this is more of a stealth mission. If something goes badly, I assume you guys are just going to try to escape. So actually, I realized the one thing I lost in my prep because I was talking to too many people was getting. Okay, well, I think this will work. So the monkey and Saruman start getting to Ambassador Motka's abode. It's a 2-story house with walls and a dock that goes out onto Itka's Tier, the lake that comes through the Imperial Palace. There are guards on the dock. There's 2 guards on the dock, and there are several guards near the outer walls. You suspect there's at least one or 2 on the inside, but you aren't actually trying to get his most deepest belongings. You're just trying to get either A, something he owns, or B, like a lock of his hair or something like that.
So, does the top story have windows?
The top story does have windows.
Do they look like they lock, or are they too small for locks?
Be right back.
You look, and actually I'd have Rokong and Saruman roll a perception check.
Oh boy. Oh, plus 12, really? Okay. Kong is not very observant today.
Okay. So, Alexandra, you notice that the windows above are actually not windows. They're sections of the wall that have been made permanently invisible. They would be a solid stone wall. This is a stone compound with a lovely Zen garden in the back. And a little pond in the back that has islands arranged in the map of the islands of Yangtapur. It's actually really tastefully done. But it's up to you as to, do you go over the wall? Do you go from the dock, or do you go kind of through the front door? Over the wall. Okay. Do you have spider climb or anything like that? Otherwise, I'll have to have you roll an athletics check.
Oh, actually. Oh. I got a great idea.
Okay, so roll an acrobatics check. Oh yeah, you're right, Snake. Alexandra, you actually have the cloak of the arachnid. You have a spider climb cloak. Or either you or Lauren has it. So.
I can. You can totally.
Oh,
have it.
you lend it to her.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I think I have it.
So you climb over the wall. Da, da. Oh. Oh, I just love this song.
Okay, if there's no windows, the change of plans is this. Kong is going to provide very minor, very nondescript distraction of just painting himself like a regular old squirrel and scurrying around places where he probably shouldn't be, like digging up stuff in the garden or whatever, and to just be fast enough that they never get a chance to see him.
So
So
you
not a
want to be a
disguise check, but
supernaturally quick.
So that if someone's like, well, I don't know what happened, but there was this really fast rabbit. Like, if that's the only thing they can say, that's the goal. That's what I'm rolling
Okay.
this gun for.
So I'm gonna have Rokong roll. Does Rokong have acrobatics?
Acrobatics, let me check. 20.
Okay. So have Rokong do acrobatics to see if he can kind of keep out of people's ability to grab him. I mean, he also has grace, but we're also doing like positioning, keeping away from people.
There we are.
Oh, Rokong is a terror. Saruman,
Yes.
you are invisible. You climb over the wall. The guards in the back have been distracted. You will likely have to go through one of the doors, as you've noticed that the windows aren't actually really windows.
Mm-hmm.
So you go up to one of the door, the back door. It's locked. The key is likely on one of the guards being distracted, or you can use disable device and get through.
I might as well just disable the device.
Okay, roll perception check on the door to make sure there isn't anything, any nasty surprises.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. The perception check. You'll notice that there is actually an alarm spell on this door that will open if someone without the right key opens it. But because you've noticed it, you can do a disable device check and open the door and bypass the alarm spell.
All right, let's hope I can roll well for one.
I want to believe you have a pseudo-specialized character. You should be able to do this.
You say that, but
Ooh, baby. Oh.
You were trying really hard to fail that one.
So you start going through the door. You unlock it, and then a audible alarm goes off,
Oh my god.
like the ringing of a bell. The guards who are distracted by the squirrel monkey whatever start looking towards the door and they don't see anyone. What do you do? They still can't see you. You are invisible.
Okay.
Roll a stealth check.
Do I get any extra bonuses for being invisible?
Plus 20. total.
Okay.
Plus 20 added onto it. Okay, you kind of blend into the. You just stand. You like silently shuffle to the side and stand still. They start investigating the door, whereas Rukong goes up to the door, twists its handle, and then goes away. The door is left slightly ajar as the guards are now chasing the monkey to stop it from going into the house. The door's open enough for you to slip in.
I guess
Roll
I slip in, yeah.
an acrobatics check to slip in without moving the door's position. I guess it would be escape artist if you have it.
It's the exact same.
Okay. Okay, you slip it. You kind of almost compress yourself and slip through the small opening. There is a guard on the inside who's gone to investigate. You slip past that guard as they go and look outside, open the door a bit and go, "Why the hell are you chasing a fucking monkey?" And they're like, "It's tearing up the garden." Well, then shoot it. They pull out crossbows. They start trying to shoot at Rukong.
I want to see this.
What is Rukong's AC?
AC is. Oh, that's not right. 21. Where's Ward in there? All right. So 24. Oh, that hits. That also hits.
Oh no!
That's a confirmed critical.
What? Okay.
Okay, yeah. Because crossbows have a 19 to 20 critical threat range.
Really?
And then I rolled
Damn.
again, and
Okay.
crossbow Pathfinder. Let me double check.
Okay,
I
I
could be
will
wrong.
be right back. I need to feed my cat before me.
Yep.
Um,
Before she scars you. Yeah, I get that. So don't worry, it's only times 2 damage.
Okay.
Two D8 plus 6. So 20 damage from the critical.
The Rokong seems to. He takes the arrows gracefully and seems to, with its current momentum, jump over the fence and land. As if dead.
Yeah. Does Rokong have a bluff check?
Does he? He shouldn't. No, he's got 1.
Okay. Then he
Good, I
won't
rolled
start
it.
trying to make noises as if he.
Oh,
like,
the death noises.
Yeah. Okay. So the guard's like, "Ha! Got him." The guy's like, "Well, we have to make sure he's dead." But then, like, the third guard said, "Well, he's over the bloody wall. That's the ambassador for Haval. You really don't want to go into his garden." Saruman slips through the house. You do notice that there is a stairway that goes into a basement, which you believe probably goes to some kind of vault and or whatever or cellar. But what your target would be? Oh, hey, Alexandra. So
hey.
you notice that there's a place that there's stairways that go down into a basement area. It's
Mhm.
likely either a cellar or a vault down there. But you also know that the bedroom's likely on the top floor.
Yeah, I should probably go up to the bedroom.
Okay. You go to the bedroom, roll a perception check.
Seriously?
Wow. Wow. You hear the footsteps of a guard patrolling the top floor. And you actually hear you hear like smaller footsteps and then bigger, heavier footsteps as you duck around a corner and avoid a young child running away from a guard. He says, and you hear the guard's voice, or someone who looks like a guard, maybe it's a caretaker, saying, "Young master, please, if you run down the stairs, your father won't be pleased." And the kid keeps running. You manage to avoid the two of them.
Okay.
You go deeper and you find what appears to be the master bedroom.
Okay.
Now, how are you going to try to decide what is the ambassador's and what is the ambassador's wife?
I was just thinking that.
You see a portrait of the ambassador and his wife hung on the wall. He seems to be a happy, like, dark brown-skinned fellow with black hair and black eyes, and his wife is pretty much the same. They both seem to be a smiling couple.
I smell.
The smell of desperation. This must be the husband's.
Well, I mean, I could always just grab more than one thing.
And so you're gonna be raiding the clothing?
Yeah, just grab more than one thing so I can cover my own.
And if you're taking their wardrobe, I hope you can figure out which is which.
No judging.
Oh, actually, if you just put on their clothes, it becomes invisible like you, right? You don't have to. I guess if you put it in your pocket.
Well,
it's-
if she
it's not as
stuffed it
fun.
into her bag of holding, it would be invisible.
Well, that's not as fun though. Just hope that their clothing has some hair or something on it.
Yeah. All
As
right,
long
I
as they had
guess
washing machines back then.
let's raid some closet.
Okay. You go into the closet. Come out of the closet. So you start going through. You notice that there is a jewelry box. It likely is the wife's, although it might have some jewelry from the ambassador. It also probably has a trap in it.
Yeah.
So you just go and you find some robes, some male ceremonial robes. Do you just try to pick off hair from it, or do you just take the whole robe?
I'm gonna take the whole robe.
Okay. So you go, you take the whole robe, you stuff it inside. Do you take anything else, or do you just grab?
Is there I guess like a study?
Yes, there is.
Can I go to the study?
You go to the study. It seems to have walls of scrolls and a big map of the islands of Yangdapur on it, and what appears to be a canoe is hung from the ceiling. There is also a desk that has various. That's actually clear of paper, but it has locked cabinets as part of it. Yes, you can go through the desk. Roll perception check. Because the Lord of the Lash says, nay, nay, nay. Okay. You notice that there is a small trap that if you opened one of the, I guess, drawers without the proper key, it would send a poisoned dart to sting you. Roll a disable device to get through the lock and to disable the trap. Okay, so you get through the lock. Now roll to get through the trap. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay. You go to disable the lock. It yields to you, and the trap. What is your armor class?
God damn it.
It's higher than 19.
25.
The dart fires, but you manage to twist yourself out of the way of the dart. It hits into the wall and flops down. Well, you're now into his documents.
I'm looking for any interesting correspondence or anything that could be damning.
Okay, so do you just want to take everything in this?
No, that would be a little bit too obvious.
Okay, so you start flipping through, you're seeing trade deal numbers. You don't really know if that's fishy or not, but then you start going through and you discover a strange correspondence to, it's not actually signed with any names, but you think it's referring to, it's coded. It's using some kind of cipher that I don't know if you would be able to break easily. Roll a linguistics if you have it.
Okay. Look at that. I have linguistics.
Ah, remember, you are a skill monkey. You are a rogue. So roll your linguistics. Okay. You managed to figure, after a few minutes of looking through it, you're pretty sure that this is shipping manifests for illegal substances. You don't know exactly what it is, but it's importing something from the islands of Yangtapur to the capital that is banned in the capital.
Okay.
So, a nice little piece of damnation.
Hmm.
You put all the papers back as they were, and do you try to reset the trap with the dart?
Sure.
Roll a disabled device check to reset the trap.
Oh my god.
Luckily, you can't critically fail. You get it kind of working. You get it back in there. You shut it. You lock it, and
Oh my god,
you
Alexandra.
make do.
I'm
The
the
fuck?
worst. Okay.
So you sneak out, and you finally have the guards. The guards are still arguing if they should look over the wall to see the monkey, if it's dead. He said, "Well, why can't we throw a rock over it? You want to throw a rock over into the ambassador from Haval's thing? He'll probably kill you with a glare. He's a drunkard. He can't do much. He does more because he's drunk. You idiot." They keep on
The
arguing.
monkey
He's
begins to
slipping.
make dying noises.
Oh, look! It sounds like it's dying. One guard says.
Loudly, though.
Sermon, you climb back over the wall like you were never there, and
And I guess I'll roll stealth to disappear into the night.
yep.
Rokong, Ultimate Ninja. I mean, considering you don't have invisibility on that, that's hard to beat.
Phew! The monkey disappears into the night. Strangely, the monkey does notice that a robed man, a drunkard, is staring out of a window at it as it flies away.
The drunkard sees everything. The drunkard has perfect perception.
Perfect perception. So, you return back to the group with a few clothes and some damning illegal imports.
Yay! I helped.
Hooray. Let's get some scrying on.
All right. So I can use scrying twice, basically.
I also
Okay.
have scrying.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's.
So the three of you combine together. And
Oh, technically, couldn't I? Oh no, I would need the.
the gift hex.
There's
so
a
you
way
can
to do it.
to make Rokong have it.
No. Well, I mean, I could do that, but I'd only be able to take that hex once, so it doesn't give me any more. However, I can take the familiar spell, meta magic, but the familiar needs to be able to talk, and it's a +3 increase. So
Oh,
not yet. Excellent.
so I guess I'll have him roll. On the robe, you find a stray hair, and that's all you needed to make the scrying much worse. Okay, between the two of you, he fails both of your scrying attempts.
We should
The
use these
ambassador,
consecutively, not like at the same time.
yeah.
Get multiple angles of the action.
It turns out the ambassador's currently. This is like the early afternoon. The scene comes into focus as he's currently in what appears to be a high class cafe, restaurant sort of thing, drinking tea and making jokes and kind of rubbing shoulders with some of the other ambassadors. He seems to be around a table that has several luminaries, or it has like a merchant. It has a few heads of merchant guilds and someone from the from the endless plains of Xantar. And he's trying to assure the merchants that the unrest in Ruha is not going to upset any trade routes they have in the islands of Yangdapur. When one of the merchants says, "Well, what are you going to do about the monsters Ruha keeps on unleashing?" And he says, "Oh, don't worry about it. The monsters of Ruha will be kept in Ruha for now. They're fighting each other. The islands currently only have one problem, and that's the metal ship, and it doesn't attack unless provoked." And then, so he's just talking and reassuring the merchants that their cargoes won't be destroyed by Ruhanan sea monsters. It's like the Ruhanans don't even like the ocean. Why would they send monsters out into the ocean? They've done it before, and that was under other leadership. That was a generation ago. The current prince is much more sensitive to other provinces. So
that doesn't tell us if they're going anywhere, but it does tell us where they are. That's a fairly private cafe.
Looking at it, you guys could roll a knowledge nobility to know where that is.
Knowledge nobility.
Ah,
Nope.
Chelsea knows that knows the cafe. It is the Singing Sparrow, a cafe slash inn that is renowned for its exquisite teas. It is a high class place. Chelsea has been there once, or Laura has been there once or twice.
I quite enjoyed it.
Exquisite teas. So let me put it on the map. So we have... It's actually not too far. It's still in the Lake District. It is... text and the Singing Sparrow. So he's currently at the Singing Sparrow. You can look, you can wait till he moves, or you can move on in there. You could ambush him as he goes out. I don't know. You guys have hats of disguise. You could just be like, get in the van. He's like, what? And you just stuff him into a bag of holding.
What's a van?
Get
Oh
in the
no.
van.
I like that plan.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's also likely kind of
Get in the van. What?
No,
Ice
you-
Tomb.
Here, come down this alleyway.
Actually, we could just Ice Tomb him without even talking to him. And then flash your badges and then leave. You've got range on that, don't you? Like 60 feet or something?
Yeah, as long as you can see him through a window, probably.
Yeah. She just starts systematically Ice Tombing everyone at the cafe. They're like, oh no, what's happening? I'm like, what happened to...
This place is cursed.
We gotta get out of
I
here.
mean,
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beet!
how powerful is a sleep I can make?
I think we're taking this a little too... Let's just get him.
Okay. So you guys effectively are... I mean, invisibility lasts for a while. Do you just kind of hang out around the Singing Sparrow for him to leave?
Sure.
Okay. He after an hour or so more of discussion, he starts wandering. He starts walking back home with one guard. He's the guard sort of says, "It." The guard starts looking. Is actually rather quite wary of things happening around. Let's look at this free pick.
Okay, I'll never look at Lalara the same way.
So he has one guard with him who says, I'm worried, sir, that in the chaos of this capital, people are gonna start taking advantage of it. The ambassador says, "Oh, don't worry. With you at my side, we'll get home nice, safe, and sound." You all lurk.
Mhm.
He is well, he's walking home. Just enjoying a nice afternoon stroll. He's going down like he's going down a main street, he's going down a side street.
Side street, get him.
Okay, so he's passing by like a vendor or two, and okay, are you guys invisible, or are you just like hovering above menacingly?
Oh, are we on the bird right now? You mean?
Yeah, I don't know how you're situated, how you want to go about
Yeah, how stealthy
I mean-
do you guys want to be?
At least somewhat.
All right, then we'll have gotten off the bird and put the bird in the armor.
Okay. So, you guys are on foot. Do you just have like an invisible Saruman following to give you guys the signal to go, go, go? Saruman, you probably need a non-lethal option. Just saying.
That would be pretty.
No, she just uses just do the non-lethal thing because that's how Pathfinder works.
Oh, okay. We can go for the lethal, and then I can use Breath of Life.
Oh God! What a terrifying investigation thing! Like, it's nothing personnel, kid. And it just explodes, and then you breath of life. And then you just free ice tube.
That's horrifying.
Foolproof.
Are we taking the guard too?
We could, but I don't think we need to. If he's the only witness, then I guess we could take him too.
I mean, if anything, we want. Like I was saying, we should be subtle about this. We don't want to make a scene, but we don't want it to be a mystery either. We want there to be less chaos. We want people to know that he's gone and why
so
he's
we do
gone
need to flash badges.
without scaring the hell out of everyone.
Then just ice tomb him.
Wait! You don't want him to just explode in like
A
a
fountain of
giant
blood.
cleansing of blood and then get reformed?
Hey, think of just how many little bits of him we could have for the future scry.
Just
Scrying of his own dead body.
Just ice tomb him, and we'll talk to the guard, and we'll leave. It's easy.
That works.
Okay.
Okay. I guess you walk behind him and you get Lilara up to 60 feet away from him. And as he's talking about his dinner plans,
Does he pass?
does he pass?
Holy shit, does he?
What is the DC?
Let me see. Uh-oh. I think that passes.
It totally does. Would he notice?
Yep.
Yes, because he takes 3d8 cold damage anyway.
Oh, right, there's damage involved.
Yep.
Oh, but 3d8 halved.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll.
He takes 7 cold damage. He goes, guard! Someone's attacking me! He brings out what appears to be the equivalent of a rapier, and goes into a stance.
All right.
I guess roll initiative. I'm not gonna create a map. I'm just gonna see if you guys get to him before.
Yes.
You're on point.
Only 21.
Guys, I rolled a 20.
Holy shit.
You did it. You did it.
Holy shit.
Okay, it's
I'm probably
Mosgus,
the
and
shortest
then
combat.
Alexandra, and then Shakti.
God damn it. Okay.
Are you gonna be like,
I'm
stop,
gonna-
criminal scum?
He'll get the bird out, get on the bird, and then he's gonna do an intimidate.
We tried to do this quietly.
You're under arrest. Get on the fucking ground.
Sorry. This is an inappropriate song for.
So much for what a surprise.
Is this? Wait, what is? Oh God! Why can't I find it?
Are you looking for the cop song?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll find it on whatever
Th-
Roll20 has.
Yeah, they are just put in Discord so you guys can you can play it for yourself as you get on the ground. He's like, what am I being charged with? Although he's definitely shaken and he's not. He's put like the point of his sword pointing towards the ground.
I said on the ground.
The guard gets onto the guard gets onto the ground. He goes, unless you can. He looks at the bird. He's about to say you have to prove you're part of the Inquisition, and then he sees Akane. He puts his sword back into the sheath. So I assume that you just kind of scoop him up and just fly off.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea.
Get on the ground!
And I guess we'll tell the guard we're under orders of the voice. He'll be in our custody.
You can see all color has drained from the guard's face. Like, how is he going to explain this?
Go get yourself a coffee.
So you guys abduct the ambassador from the Isles of Yggdrasil in a brazen broad daylight. Get on the ground. Oh god, you guys are the equivalent of just smashing down the door.
Hey, we scryed on him first.
We did. We needed to know what door to smash. We're not savages.
So, you go. Not for honor, but for truth. Well, you bring him back to. Do you bring him back to the voice's office, or do you?
Oh
put
no,
him
we
in, like,
we
the
go to a
asylum?
chamber to talk.
Yeah, you go into one of your asylum chambers. As the scream, as the wails of the mad echo from a distant hallway, and he goes, Can you tell me why I'm here?"
I'll let Timos take it.
So I assume that Saruman told us about the illegal shipments.
I'd assume.
Yep.
Okay. You're being first you're being charged with shipping illegal goods from Yom Kippur to the Empire.
He's keeping a poker face as you say this.
And secondly, and as I say this, I assume that we have him in like a chair
Yeah,
with a
it'd be
table
chair or something.
Yeah.
kind of set up. I press down on the table and it kind of
Cracks a bit.
and I say, and for high treason against the Empire.
Mascus Modus, I just got that table.
Roll an intimidate check as you fucking flex and break a table.
Fall flat on your face.
and yeah, I'm too strong for my own good.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Matt, are you sick?
Yes, I am.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I was wondering why you sounded so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
okay. You do actually succeed, despite the rolling of a 1. Yeah, skills don't have critical fumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you do have him like locked up in a chair, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of circumstance bonuses. And he goes, I don't know anything about what you're saying about high treason. I will admit to shipping some things that maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I didn't know that you weren't supposed to really ship like basilisk eggs.
Jesus.
They I don't know who wanted them, but they're a delicacy in my homeland.
So, if I ask you if you know a dryad by the name of Sen Chi,
Chen Shi.
Chen Chi, you wouldn't know who I'm talking about.
I'll roll sense motive as he to get your hunch. God, this is becoming LA1 Noir. Lie.
Doubt. Extra doubt. Mozgus doubts every single time.
Matt, he keeps a good poker face, but Moscus
Mozgus shakes his head again.
Moscus sees the facial twitch as he then starts saying, I don't know anyone named Chen Shi.
I look up at Moscus. I cast They Know on him.
Oh,
I don't know what that one is.
it makes people believe that you know their deepest secret, that everyone knows it.
Oh, that's a cool spell. What? Is that a sorcery spell or?
What's the save DC?
The save DC is. Hold on, let me make sure what level it is. It is a 3rd level spell, so that is 17.
He passes, sadly.
Damn. Oh well.
It would have been very thematic for it to work.
Oh well. I tell him it is unwise to lie to an inquisitor.
Oh shit! I could have that spell. I need that spell.
So he goes, I knew someone named Chen Shi years ago. I was approached by someone claiming to be an ambassador of Chen Shi. I didn't know if Chen Shi was a nation or a city or what have you. She started talking about a small village. I don't know much. It's I'm willing to talk more about it if you can promise that I won't be charged for high treason, only the basilisk egg thing.
Depends on.
There's someone bigger up on the list.
I look up at Moscus.
Moscus says, depends on what you can tell us about Justice Benin and his involvement.
He flips on Ben. He says, down in my vault, I have correspondences that I made sure were written from conversations with Justice Benin in case he ever tried to betray me. I have them there. I can get them to you. They will show that he knew a lot more about this Chen Shi person and nudged her towards the unrest she caused. He wasn't a high justice then, but he is now because of what he did.
All right, we got to get that information and verify that it's true.
So is this you guys like kind of landing in front of the house, doing like get on the ground?
Go! No knock raid.
I bust down the door.
Okay, so you guys fly in. The guards are like, as the guards are about to do something, like I assume you bring the ambassador.
Yeah, we can bring him.
The ambassador says, "Stand down. They'll destroy less if we just give them what they want."
Oh, I never promised that.
The front door. Oh, please. As you guys go down, he goes to the boat. He says, "I'll open it. It's trapped. I can open it and disarm the trap."
Go.
He starts doing it. Sense motive. He's actually going to open and not try any funny business. That is your hunch.
Perfect.
But I thought I'd at least ask you to roll. He opens it, and it appears like he has valuables stored in. He also has like locked lead boxes, and in one of them he opens, and you actually do notice in the construction of the vault, intermixed with the lead that lines the vault wall, is a tiny bit of Gorgon blood. That, as you guys can roll spellcraft for that, as he opens up one of the cases and gives it to you. It is what appears to be it's transcripts of conversations, it is maps, it is his own personal notes. All of this appears to be it appears like High Justice Benin was he was once just part of the the court system. He was just a regular justice.
Yeah.
And he was doing something, he was taking bribes, doing allowing people to go free or punishing people not in accordance to what he should have been doing. Your parents, TMOs, discovered this and were going to bring the evidence against him. He got Chen Shi to target your specific village with her uprising, so that he could cover up the deaths of your parents to prevent them from showing the damning information.
We figured it out. We cracked the case.
Let's bring him in.
Okay. So with the High Justice, he's likely at the court. Are you going to go up and sort of
We should actually
say this?
I was gonna.
This is my big swinging justice. And
No, that would be the wrong. We need to do proper
Yeah.
channels. We take this to the voice, and we'd let her push through to whoever, or maybe Moscas would go to
Okay.
his superior. Actually, no, that would be. No, we'd have the voice go top down, like Frosty said.
Yay.
okay, you guys, you give this evidence to the voice, and you effectively, are you effectively still just going to arrest the ambassador, and sort of give him also to the voice, say he's a key witness?
Oh,
and
yeah.
sort of just.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I assume you're now going to go to the bail Nornby as you.
Right, we'll let that
the
kind
wheels of justice
Yeah, we'll let that go.
will grind on.
And we'll give her the frozen dryad as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the nymph.
Sure, why not?
Yes, may as well.
Okay, effectively, you give her this, and she now has 3 people, 2 nice blokes and 1 kind of whimpering ambassador. She goes, well, I've never thought that I would have evidence just presented to me in quite this way.
It's efficient.
She pulls out her own big body and puts the ice sculptures in. And then she turns to the ambassador and says, I'm so disappointed in you. And puts him to sleep with magic.
That's worse
Okay.
than anything I did.
I will keep you very well informed as to everything that's happening with this case, but because this is one of the high justices, and the current person who would actually deal with this is actually me, I have to do this through all the proper ways. You do not take down a high justice lightly or easily. I will verify all that you have told me, and justice will be done. This I swear to you.
Hooray!
Thank you.
We did it.
So, we have enough time to do the quick trip to the Banner and being like, the Tomic stuff, reveal to us.
That's exactly how it'll go.
Last you
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you fly out of the capital. You teleport to the Banner. You go to you kind of skip. You do your pleasantries with the booze witch on the outside, and you go down to the Balnorn. You give her part of the Talmec artifact you have, and she says, "I will need an hour." Puts it down on top of her map, and she starts focusing the energies into it. Of course, after she goes, "Oh my God, that's an actual Talmec thing?" Giddy fangirl voice. So, she looks through, and then after an hour, she says, "Well, I have two pieces of news. The first is that the vestments of Talmec that was in the floodplains of Mun is making its way southwest."
No.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Can you give us a specific location? Because we can cut that off.
I can scry and... No, actually, I can't find them. Just by scry. So I'll find
Okay.
a road.
It is It seems to be. I've moved it on the map.
Mhm.
It seems to be making its way to the borders of Ruha.
That's without a
Yikes.
teleport.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We don't have any idea which one that is, right? Which vessel?
Doesn't matter. We can't let it go to
It's
Ruha.
the one you sent.
Yeah,
We sent
can't
our
let
pawns
Ruha
to it,
have
and then Ruha sent his stuff to it.
Because Ruha sent his pawns to intercept your pawns.
So that's not great for your pawns. But
No.
we can also get some revenge and secure the artifact.
And she says, "Well, that information is distressing. The final Phoenix artifact. I see that you have given the artifacts to the two of the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. The third one is in the capital."
Oh
shit.
no, it's in the
Doesn't sound good.
it's in the vault.
Oh, boy.
It's in the royal vault, isn't it?
That is the only place that would have. That's one of the few places that could have blocked my initial divinations.
Hmm.
Always.
It could have left the vault recently, though, right? Is it in the vault right now?
It's still in the vault.
But it could have been taken out briefly. Do
It
some
could
sort
have.
of magical fire.
I do not know exactly what the crown can do, but it is. While the orb has the most power and the scepter gives the most control, the crown is the cunning intelligence of the Phoenix. It is an intelligent artifact of hideous power. It could have caused such a fire. It also could have just had agents do so.
Hmm.
She says, "I cannot give you a more specific location than the Emperor's vaults, because that is one of the most heavily guarded places in the world."
Boom, sending to the to the voice. That one might be a bit of a waste.
Yeah, it's right here. Why didn't you just say it? What are you gonna send?
And the vaults. And check it wasn't used. It wasn't accessed recently. And that's well within my 25 words.
Okay. So when you post that,
That's half the words. We can add 12 more if we think of something.
you get back ascending saying the vault can only be accessed by the person with the mantle of the heavens. I cannot check. Though this is very concerning.
Sorry, that means only the Emperor?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's not good.
It's only the Emperor or one of the 4 pillars.
Hey, Downcaller, can you open this door for me?
I mean, Cadaltrix seems to be on the move the most.
That's true.
But then again, the Anvil was one that was after
We could
Phoenix stuff originally.
get more than one to help. We could get Cadaltrix and the Anvil, since they're not both currently guarding an artifact.
No, I'm committed to this theory that the Phoenix used, and there's only 5 people that could have used it. And if it's not the Emperor,
Why do you think it was used?
supernatural fire killed all of the heirs.
We don't
Some
know
Phoenix copy
necessarily
shit.
that the fire was supernatural. Or
It burned their
Well,
souls.
they should have been able to come back. So
how do we know that it burned their souls?
I did my research. You did yours.
I mean, that's possible. But then that would be against...
Against the mantle, so someone's suffering a curse.
So, yeah, we'd probably be able to
Which means
check
we
that
can
very easily.
stand a chance of fighting them. Is the good thing.
Well, do you think you could figure it out by scrying on them?
I think they'd know if we scryed on them.
Well, we could wave at them and say, hey, how you doing?
May as well do that in person then.
That's true.
Okay. So I'm going to so for next game, what is the party's priority?
I want to deal with
He's
this. That's my vote.
The
Yeah.
Vestments of Talmec on the
Yes.
move?
That is
Yeah.
that is the priority.
Because if that's the amulet... Wait, do we know what that is?
You don't know what that is.
Okay.
It is either the amulet or one of the other parts. Because you have the bracers.
All right, where's the third one? Do we know where it is?
Yes.
It's in the mountains of Cran.
Oh, it's way to the
It's
northwest.
between the
Okay.
mountains of Crans and the endless plains of Xantar.
Yeah.
It's at the border region.
But yeah, let's grab the one that's easily.
For some
grabbable.
reason, I thought that we knew that the one in the middle of Cran and Xantar was the amulet, but I might be wrong.
I don't think I ever specified.
Well, we'll
That's
find
true.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to deal with what appears to be a dastardly plot by the prince?
Yes.
Well, or it's someone from Ruha, and they're not very nice people right now. So
That's racist. Okay. So I understand there wasn't really much combat this session, but I hope you guys
no,
enjoyed
it's
it.
fine.
It was fun.
Yes.
yeah.
Snake eater. Da, 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 da. So, I guess next time we will be dealing with the disappearing vestments of Talmec and the new revelation that the crown is in the vault.
Ooh.